you stop maturing at the age that you get famous. Like when you went, like for famous people, she got famous when she was fucking 15.
Yeah, and we can all tell, Taylor.
Yeah. Fuckers, how you doing? Where you been? Make sure you drink water today. Welcome to another episode of Guys We Fucked.
It's the anti-slut shaming podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show. We're celebrating men, motherfucker. The thing is, after we posted that clip of the urologist saying that blue balls isn't a thing, I feel like the guys think that we're fucking with them.
Right.
But we're not.
No.
But we just, but you also have to choose clips that are going to perform well on the internet.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you guys took the bait. You took the bait.
And also, if you're really that pissed, listen to the whole episode and he will explain a lot of stuff.
Right. Maybe it's a learning lesson. You guys always pit women against each other. And now we pitted you against a urologist.
Yeah.
The responses were crazy.
Classic conflict.
Well, I
need to buy a period stimulator for I want these motherfuckers to wear it and be like, all right, now tell me.
Yeah, that's all over TikTok. That was a trend for a while. And like, they can't handle it at all. And it was also interesting because like their responses were like, well, this guy must not be a man. Like
Which is not logical.
They were just like wild responses.
Well, and I felt myself in my head. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, no, Krystyna, I'm doing the thing that I don't want guys to do to me. So I had to check myself. Cause some guys DM me cause I was really interested. I'm like, whoa. So some of you guys.
One man DM'd me about this.
Oh, I asked. I was like, wait a second. There's a lot of contentious opinions about this video. What's the deal with blue balls? Like, what's your experience? A lot of guys DM me saying like, it's never happened to me. That's 100% bullshit. And I was like, okay. And then a lot of guys were like, it hurt. One guy was like, it hurt me for half a day. I thought I had to go to the ER. It was like a cramp in my balls. I'm like, that sounds terrible.
See, my read on it was I didn't think that the doctor was saying that it doesn't cause you pain, but what I thought he was saying was it's not a medical condition.
Right.
Exactly. That's how I interpreted it.
So did I.
Yes.
So did I. And that's not how the internet interpreted it. Right.
But it doesn't.
But we're saying it's not a medical condition.
Right.
It's just causing you discomfort. You know,
it's
like when we think that we're
after.
exclusive and you're actually fucking someone else. Discomfort.
DIS. Right. No, but then some guys were when they DM me, I was like, oh, it sounded like I used to get really bad cramps after sex. Is a different thing because also different body parts, but like it hurts oh my God, it hurts so bad. And some of them are describing a sensation that I'm like, it sounds very similar. Because women's basically our stuff is internal, guys' stuff is external.
Well, I also think like, the similar to female anatomy, like a lot of these guys probably aren't taking proper care of themselves.
Right.
And so things that would be less painful, like even with periods, like the better you take care of yourself, the more you can do a lot of work throughout the month through herbs and stuff.
Yeah.
And exercise to make your period more comfortable. And then there's also certain times where if your period is extremely uncomfortable, it is pointing to a more severe medical issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm sure the same is true for men.
Yeah, but it was really interesting to see everybody go, whoa.
Like,
wow.
It's not fun to be gaslit, is it? We weren't gaslighting you, they were reacting as if we were gaslighting them.
Right. Yeah, it was a small snippet of the conversation. I mean, we're going to post more clips of it, but you'll see soon Instagram. You're listening to us here, so.
Oh my gosh.
I emailed Dr. Lariche and I was like, there's a hot debate going on in the comments section. It's already up to like almost 100,000 views, doc.
Yeah, people are questioning the fact that
your manhood,
your literal penis.
Yeah. Which is so funny.
Also,
like, shut the fuck up.
If you want to see conversations like this live, come on December 1st and check out our live show at the Midnight Theater. That'll be the last live show of 2023 from Guys We Fcked. Yeah. It's so fun. I'll be there. Krystyna will be there. Mikey Ding Dong, Big Dong, Dicky Dong Coscarelli will be there.
Exciting stuff, yes.
And I was thinking we have some preparations we need to do for that show that we talked about. So,
you and I talked about?
No, all of us talked about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of that the other day.
Fucking come to the show. That's right. Because I remember when you brought up the idea.
Something came up and it reminded me, and I was like, "Fuck, we have a lot of preparation to do."
Yes, we do. Oh, I'm so excited. That's such a good idea. I'm so glad you reminded me. Okay, because now I can have that in my head for until December 1st.
Yeah,
you're not gonna want to miss this.
It's gonna be great. And then also, for tour dates, I was just alerted that December 15th and 16th, I believe I'll be at Zany Chicago.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be there. The ticket link's not ready, but it will be ready like ASAP because I'm gonna make it ready. But yeah, Zany Chicago, December 15th and 16th. I will be there. I'll put that link up as soon as I have it. Make sure you're following me. Yeah, and that's all. I don't have anything else for the rest of the year.
Yeah. If you want to email us, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com.
All right. This subject line says, day in the life of a stay-at-home cis male partner.
Ooh, stay at home. Oh, house husband.
I am 31-year-old cis male listener answering your November call for male listeners to write in. And I know in particular you guys have discussed everything from gender roles and masculinity to things that you don't commonly see straight men in relationships do, etc. First off, just wanted to say longtime listener, OG fucker, and luminary subscriber from the start. Thank you. Yeah. I love you guys and you have helped me on my journey in life in general, but especially in being a better partner and a better man.
That's awesome.
Particularly, I'd like to thank Krystyna for recommending The Untethered Soul.
Everybody should read that book, dude.
By Michael Singer, as that basically saved my life when I was going through a rough patch internally last year.
Oh, I love that.
It's funny, I have a copy of that book in my bookcase. I think Tommy gave it to me. Well,
you kind of already do this stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's his copy that he lent me and I just never gave it back. So Tommy, if you need it back, let me know. But yeah, like I usually let you read the books first and then you can report back to me because you know I'm a slower reader than you.
Yeah.
And so I just need to know if this one's going to help me. I can usually tell like from the stuff that he was doing, I was like, I don't know that this one is going to particularly help me.
Yeah, it's about not getting stuck in certain places, which you don't really like. I don't think you kind of do that stuff already. But another main like tenet of the book is kind of like. I came up with this thing, trying is resisting, just based off of a lot of books I've read, the Untethered Soul in particularly. You kind of just like let life happen and say yes and then see where it takes you. And it's going to be more magical than anything you're going to like try to plan out to do. You know?
Oh, so the act of trying is resisting because you're trying to control
exactly.
so much.
Yeah.
So
I have a problem with that. So, but you kind of don't really have a problem with that. But
I mean, I think everyone has a problem with that a little bit, but like I try to remind myself of that, like, you know, like some things are just going to happen. But then it's like, you know, how you have to figure out, it's like, well, you know, you can't just like sit in your living room all day.
No, you have to, he's like, you have to put yourself out there. Right. But like, and then just see where life takes you.
Right.
And it's also just about quieting the voice in your head.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have, she should be talking because she gives me good ideas. But no, I think it's, for me, like when things fall apart was the most helpful, like in a self-help space that I've ever read. But that's because it dealt a lot with like goodness and perfection and our views on that. Yeah. So I just really responded well to that.
Pema.
All right. So some slight backstory about me as I get into this. I am a disabled veteran. I grew up with divorced parents and lived with my very strict and high expectation father. Anything under a 95% in a class was considered a failure. I mean, that's me too. Yeah. I have also been doing martial arts since I was 11 years old, received my black belt when I was 17.
Damn, dude.
And taught at my school for 2 years before joining the military. I give some of this background because for all intents and purposes, I should have probably turned out a lot more right-leaning and macho, manly kind of masculine. Corinne talks a lot about masculine and feminine energy in relationships. So do they in that cult. And I have thought a lot.
Twin flames.
Oh my God, they love.
I mean, shit. They weaponize these great concepts.
People were fully. Sorry, we're talking about Twin Flames University.
Yeah, we just had an interview.
It's Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix is what we're talking about. You've probably seen it offered to you if you're absolutely out of your mind like us. Because I realize everyone doesn't get the same suggestion. Have you ever logged onto someone else's Netflix and been like, oh, this is what it's like to be a normal person?
In the comedy condo, I was like, oh, fuck, these dudes just watch like action movies.
This is what it's like to be just a regular person in the world.
Yeah.
And so, they talk so much about masculine and feminine energy, but they actually cajoled several people into fully medically transitioning. It's crazy.
That's wild. This guy sucks.
Yeah, it's one guy. No, it's a husband-wife team, but the husband's the worst.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah.
That sucks.
We have a kid now too.
Oh, poor kid.
Anyway, so I give some background because I should have been, Republican, blah blah blah. Corinne talks a lot about masculine and feminine energy and relationships, and because I was just thinking, I was like, oh no, everyone who listens to our show is gonna watch this and then think I'm trying to fucking start the Twin Flames University cult.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, don't transition unless you really feel it in your heart.
Yeah. That ain't no joke.
And I have thought a lot about it and settled on the understanding that I actually have a very situational balance of masculine and feminine energy that I give off at any given time, but more on that in a moment. Yeah, you can rotate. I love a rotator. Those are my favorites.
Keeps it fun.
Recently, a little over a month ago, I moved in with my girlfriend. We share a house together. I am disabled for multiple things through the VA and the state. I will tell you that 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, chronic fatigue syndrome, which short explanation is that it makes my cells run out of energy about 10 times faster than they should. So things even like typing this email will cause my fingers to become sore and cramp up by the time I am finished and will require rest to recuperate.
Oh, that blows.
Oof, that sounds very unpleasant. So by extension with that, I am a stay-at-home partner. I do my best to support my wonderful partner from home while she works. We try to do groceries together, but I lead the way and make the list, and I'm in charge of making sure we have everything ready for the week ahead. A typical week ahead would look like this. We wake up around 5:30 a.m. Obviously, I don't work, but I'm a morning person and I love supporting her mornings. Someone supporting my morning sounds like actually hell on earth. I'm glad it works for you guys. I take care of the animals first thing while she gets ready for work. I make her breakfast. I am often not hungry for breakfast at first and forgo myself, make coffee and fill her thermos, pack her lunch and send her on her way.
That's why you're so tired.
Yeah.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah. If I am slow cooking a meal for dinner, I start doing that immediately. So I can then rest for a while because of my condition.
That really sounds like the duties of a 50s house, not a 50s housewife, but like a housewife.
Many housewives. Yeah. And many working wives too.
Yeah.
I often need a decent chunk of time mid-morning or midday to recover, depending on what her hunger level is. I usually start dinner when she's on her way home, and then we just eat after she gets home. To briefly touch back on the masculine feminine energy, it is really interesting. My partner and I feel like both have an ebbing and flowing relationship where different situations we each embody more masculine or feminine energy. I am a very soft-spoken and gentle man, but with my military and martial arts background, I am capable of great violence. But I do not lead with violence or aggression, only when absolutely necessary. I am a very passive and easygoing person in general. I defer to others' wants and desires because I like to see others happy, and that makes me happy.
Nice.
But I will set a boundary when I am not comfortable with something and will not waver on it. I will lead and make decisions when necessary and appropriate. I am great under pressure and high stress situations. I am also a very passionate cook and love to serve others, dance, sing, play random instruments, and often have been mistaken for being gay because of my great sense of style and the clothes that I wear.
Wow, you wear a lot of hats.
I have several Middle Eastern kaftans, which some might call basically a male dress made for wearing in desert climates. A last little tidbit about me, because it is very on brand with the podcast, is that I have been in various kink communities since I was 21, so 10 years or so now. Ooh. Thanks to my history in martial arts, eventually in the community, I taught some classes on rough body play, hitting with everything from hands, feet, floggers, and canes. I love to educate people on kink and safety and just generally dispel myths and misconceptions about kink and some of the acts associated with it. I also wanted to input how funny it is that my partner will joke with me about how even as disabled as I am, I probably do more work in the relationship and in life than most other straight men do in general.
Yeah.
And while that is incredibly sad on one hand, it does make me laugh a little. Well, glad you can chuckle about that. Thank you, guys, for all you have done. I truly love you. Even Mike laughing my ass off. Guys, and appreciate the work you do and the energy you put into the world. Aww. Respectfully, this guy.
Wow. That's a cool guy.
Look at you.
I love you.
Man, a celebration.
Yeah.
It is. He celebrated.
No, that's awesome. What a lot of layers. A lot of layers. I love that. I love that.
Private chef, basically. That's nice.
Yeah, man. I can't like.
I
would
love a private chef.
Oh my god, that'd be so great. Yeah, that's a lot of things. I can't imagine being that cared for in a relationship. I don't know that I would like it because it doesn't seem like it feels like I should be doing that. Like I think having two caretakers in a relationship, maybe you would butt heads. I don't know.
Oh, I like if neither of us do it and then we just sort of take out. Honestly,
yeah, that's pretty sick.
That would be more calming.
That's pretty sick. But I love the I have experienced that where the masculine and feminine energy switches depending on we're like a verse.
Yeah.
You're versatile.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Because we all have the masculine, feminine energy, and like there's ways that you lead with feminine and you lead with masculine in certain aspects.
Oh yeah, I'm super feminine in some ways. I'm like, I feel like I dress more feminine than a lot of people. But yeah.
Well, speaking of, I guess, dressing feminine sometimes and sometimes not, I just wanted, so I want to do my man hero of the week this week. It was the guy who, Peter, who played piano for Blind Elephants in Thailand, week 1. Week 2 was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I still stand by that, even though there's some scandals. Hey, whatever. I'm not afraid of the truth anymore, but I still stand by it. This week, and for reason, it's because of his talent. And this man, I always thought, was so fucking sexy in a way that only he is sexy.
I can't wait.
I know, I'm scared now.
No, he's a musician. His music will put you. Music. I love music. The art form of music has the ability to transform your mood immediately, more so than any other art form.
Is it Kenny G?
Phil
It's
Collins.
fucking Andre 3000. Okay.
all right. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
I saw him in a bar once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great body.
He's so strange and himself and uniquely himself. And
I like
he's
that.
so sexy. He's one of the sexiest. And I'm like, man, I wish, because I know like people lean into their weird. I see a lot of, I guess maybe it's because I am a woman, like more women kind of comfortably leaning into whatever their weirdness is.
Sure.
And I love that. I love weirdos. Oh, I love weirdos so much. I think it's so special when a man leans into whatever the fuck is weird about him.
Yeah.
It just makes me so happy. It's so beautiful. And Andre 3000, honestly, who the fuck does it better than him? He is so fucking talented and strange and lovely and stylish and hot.
Yeah.
And the way he fucking walks, the way he talks. Like I was watching interviews with him this weekend because I was listening to Outkast.
I was gonna say what prompted this
When Speaker Box came out, when that album came out, like that came out when I was in high school, and all my friends, we were just like glued to the fucking whatever, the CD player or whatever at the time, and we just listened to it, and we're like, it just put us in a great mood. And I remember that in high school, I was like, there's a lot of shit going on in my family life, and so I was like, oh wow, this music totally transforms your nervous system. But then I was like, who the fuck is Andre 3000? Like, this guy is incredible. He's so hot. And it's just this je ne sais quoi. He is the word enigmatic. That's him. Like he embodies that word more than any man, woman, or child I've ever met.
We celebrate you, Andre 3000.
Love you, Andre
On
3000.
men,
Oh my
celebration.
God.
I wish we had a drop. We needed it. We should have had a drop. That was like that was a grunt. We needed that.
Yeah, brother. Little Hulk Hogan
done.
action.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been good.
Well, I was going to. I know you talked about it up top, but also I was like, I don't know. Do we want to read some of these comments to throw them out? I don't know. I was
Sure.
I was.
This is the blue ball stuff?
Yeah, I was really like, I knew this video was going to get some like heat or whatever, but guys got really pissed, really fucking pissed. Michael Rappaport entered the chat.
That was so funny.
Fucking Phil
I didn't
Duckett entered the chat.
I didn't even realize that this was going on in the comments.
Oh yeah, you gotta look at that.
Someone else did send it to me though and said something. That
Really?
Somebody that I had never expected. He has like no, he doesn't know like you guys or us. He just was like
A famous person?
No,
Wow.
No, that's a no.
Wow.
Not like no,
Not famous enough.
not famous enough.
So this guy said, "I've been saying this about periods for years."
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, yes, exactly. And see how angry you guys get. We weren't doing it to piss you off.
No,
though.
and we're not doing it to. Also, I'm not going to
Just
do it to.
happened to piss you off.
Well, no, but no. More so because it's something that is so often weaponized against women, and like like we're hurting you if we don't fuck you or jack you
Yeah.
off.
Yes. Yeah, the
that was
pressure.
where the question came from.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was like flipped this violently on us or attempted to,
Well-
no, it didn't work. It angered me.
Yeah. I mean, the clip started where it started on purpose. I mean,
Of
it's just like
course.
I didn't include like the whole intro to the topic, but this guy said, and a lot of people are like, "What's bull?" I've experienced the pain, but then some of them are like, "Just once when I was 15." It seems like a teenage thing, but then some guys have it as adults.
Mentally, sometimes they never get past 15.
Right. And then but then some guys that were DMing me were like, yes, I've had it, but like, it's no reason to like manipulate a woman into sex. And I definitely, when I was in
Exactly.
middle
Well,
school and
that's
high
true.
school, I
don't think there's any reason to manipulate a woman
no, there isn't.
into sex. Call me crazy.
yeah. And but we're like, yeah, that's. But I didn't realize people were still using that to manipulate women into sex.
Where there's a will, there's a way, Krystyna. Any way to manipulate a woman into sex is still being used.
But I mean, like, be smoother about it.
I think it's something that younger men.
Yeah, it's just an immature type of manipulation. If you want to
I'm
manipulate me into sex,
my balls are so heavy with cum.
But like, seduce me. How about that?
Yeah.
Seduce me. Make me fucking horny. You can. Try. Let's go.
Whispers.
We're on the same side. Yeah, do that to her, not me.
You don't like when people whisper in your ear?
No, it's creepy.
Well, I mean, not like a stranger, someone that you're kind of interested in already.
No. The whisper freaks me out.
Really?
It's like nails on a chalkboard
Oh, I
for
love
some
it.
reason.
I love that.
I, for one, have definitely experienced blue balls many times. Many times when I was younger and I was in sexual situations, but not sexually active. For example, grinding at homecoming or being intimate with a girlfriend without sex. Having an erection on and off, for me, at least eventually leads to physical discomfort in the testicular region. It's not just an emotional feeling like I'm horny or sexually frustrated. One time I had to sit out of my improv class for 20 minutes because I had blue balls while driving over from my girlfriend's house. It feels like you've been kicked in the balls. I will say that if there is a myth surrounding blue balls, it's that women are responsible for a man's blue balls and has the duty to relieve them. That's ridiculous. Like you guys said, just go home and masturbate.
Well, yeah, that's the dialogue, isn't it?
This guy said, such a real thing, incredibly painful, though haven't actually felt it since I was in high school. So I'm like, it's just.
I think there's something to that though, because I was trying to remember the last time that happened to me. Because usually when it had happened to me, mine would hurt more in like the lower stomach, like the lower smaller intestine.
Yeah,
and then you like jerk off, and then you like it's like relieved, but like. I really think it's
just found out it's just farts.
You get
it's just gas.
So
like people go to the ER and they're like, I think my kidney exploded. Yeah. You just had a fart.
Yeah.
You just get so like lathered up when you're like 17 to 23, I guess.
Lathered up?
It's just like he said, like when you're like grinding with the girl in high school or whatever. That's when like your body is literally just like, please, like put this in somebody, you know?
Right.
And I think that's when it becomes like more painful because I can't remember a time in my adult life where I've been like, oh man, I've gotta relieve myself or this is gonna hurt. Not since probably somewhere in like my mid to early 20s.
This guy says
I can think of.
Blue balls is real. My ex didn't make me come 3 sessions straight. 2 of them lasted 45 plus minutes, and I couldn't walk straight from pain for 2 weeks until I took care of myself like 3 times.
That sounds
2 weeks is a bit much.
That sounds like your ego to me. That sounds like someone who hasn't done any shadow work.
It hurts if you're at a girl's place and you stay over and you like are about to hook up and you don't. And then you go home the next day,
again,
and then
I literally think
this
some of this
happens to
is
us.
and I think some of this is emotional stuff that's manifesting physically. I'm not even fucking with
that.
That's
a lot of pain.
I'm not even fucking.
But that's pain.
Exactly, because it happens to women too in different ways. I really don't think
this is reductive.
Men are so clogged up emotionally.
Yeah,
it's not. This is
that's why they die
yes,
sooner.
Men are clogged
that's
up emotionally.
That's why they die sooner.
No, but this is.
I don't want that.
This is a physical.
I don't mind.
Thing.
I do. I'm more fragile. This is definitely real. This guy's a virgin. Haha. They don't hurt, but they ache. Hell no, it's not a myth. It's pain. I'm sure
ache like a heart. Yeah.
Yeah, there's pain. It's pain. I'm sure the medical term is not blue balls, but there is pain if you keep holding back. Who's this goofball they have on here? Clueless.
Who's this goofball? Literal doctor.
Pelvic physical therapist here.
Epidemiologist?
Yeah, but the hypertension. But that word and then hypertension. Not ologist, but with whatever. This fucking word.
Epididmal?
Yeah, maybe. Hypertension is the term, and it's a thing. It's manipulating a partner, but manipulating a partner to resolve the symptoms is a whole other disorder. Mm-hmm. Yes. This needs to be pinned comment answering the answer wrong. Okay, I'll pin it. Gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Epididymal hypertension, colloquially referred to as blue balls, is a term used, that person just Googled as the blue balls real. There's no way he knew that. Is a term used to describe scrotal pain following heightened sexual arousal that did not result in orgasm. But they don't, exactly. It's a term to describe the pain. It is not a medical condition, which is the point that we were making.
Right. Because when all the times that I've been attempted to be manipulated successfully, but I was in my 20s, was because they're like, well, I don't want to get this thing.
Yeah.
So But I don't want to deny your pain, Jen. I really don't.
On Healthline, it literally says known medically as epididymal hypertension, EH, can affect people with male genitals. It's literally says it's not serious.
It's not. Well, no,
That's what
of course it's not serious.
It's not serious. But
it hurts for a little bit, and then you jerk off and you're fine. But it does exist.
Right, exactly. And that's where the anger was coming from, which I totally understand. Because if I experience something, I mean, my pain level is low with a lot of stuff. But if someone tells me that's not painful, but I've experienced pain with it, I'm gonna get fucking pissed too.
Right. And I'm sure what the doctor meant was that like nothing's gonna happen to you if you get blue balls.
Right.
Like it's not it's not medical. It's like if you have to take a shit and then you refuse to take a shit, and then eventually you take a shit. That's
going to be a hefty shit.
Yeah, but then you'll
pass.
better.
Yes, exactly.
It's the same sort of thing. It's just this thing that's got to go out of you, and you get it out, and you're fine. It doesn't. Nothing bad happens.
Well, on WebMD there is an article that says the female equivalent is blue vulva syndrome, which is actually a thing.
I think I've gotten that with cramps.
I've literally never heard anyone talk about it before, but it is a thing apparently. And the thing is, it hurts. You can tell number one how sensitive men are, and number two the fact like they're dancing around because like they're not. They won't actually call it like a medical problem, but they're like, it's a condition or a sensation, like in all these articles.
Yeah.
Because they're like, okay, don't yell at us.
Well, yeah, and I guess it also reminds me like women feel like I guess not every woman has a painful period, but not every woman has a painful period, but just even the ones who do, it's like, okay, we just kind of deal with it. Mm-hmm. But that took practice. That took practice. Because when I was younger, dealing with it was tough.
We call out. I think we don't complain about it out loud, but we like call out of like work or school because of it. Yeah, and then we just deal with it.
Yeah. But those cramping. If it is like anything like the cramping after sex that I've had, I'm like, that does fucking hurt. It hurts. And you're like, what is happening? Is something going to come out of me? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I'm sure it hurts. The thing is, like, so much stuff
does
hurts.
pass. Yeah. Life hurts.
That's true.
Yeah.
Love hurts.
That's the point. Okay, I think that we're kind of making.
Okay, guys.
Wait, I want to talk about something.
Yeah.
So I just have to. I've been watching silently too long, and silence is violence, and so we need to talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Okay, I think it's gone too far. It's gone too far. I really like Taylor Swift a lot. We've talked about the fact that she's a bit of a basic bitch. Most of her fans are a bit of a basic bitches, and that's fine. Obviously, that's why her appeal is so broad. Because most people are basic bitches. And I'm not even saying that in a derogatory way. It's like, you like things, you like a pumpkin spice latte and a pair of Uggs. Who doesn't? Yeah. They're great.
Got inspirational quotes on your fridge.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Exactly. And, but this weekend, she's doing the international leg of her tour. So her first stop was like Argentina. And she changed the lyrics of Karma to say, on stage to say Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming home to me. And I was like, this is it. I actually have to speak out about this. This is too much. The whole thing has become their relationship. And it is so disappointing because it is obvious, at least this year, Taylor is inarguably the most powerful woman in the entertainment business in this moment in time. Yeah. Uh-huh. There's no one can argue.
People that show up to her tour shows without a ticket just to sing outside the stadium. I'm like, God damn.
I'm not saying of all time. I'm not
Beyonce
saying
right now.
Yeah. Easily. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
But Swifties are fucking.
Yeah. I'm not saying
Beyonce fans are like more respectful.
Yeah. I'm not saying of all time.
No
I'm not saying any of that. It's just like in this moment in time.
Oh, yeah.
We all know. Men know it. Women know it. Everyone knows it.
Yes.
And and so it was. I'm like, but like. Just watching this, I'm like, oh, you are doing exactly what we've talked about on the show for years, which is like giving this guy who has achieved many things in his own life. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm not one of those people who are like Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map. I even knew who Travis Kelce was before Taylor Swift. That's how famous of an athlete he is, right? And he's also a rather charismatic athlete. Like
he's hot. Dude.
They're on that charismatic. He's good looking.
I would jerk off to him.
He's extremely charismatic, but the way she has just handed over and like in her mid 30s, just like not mid, she's 33, right? Like early 30s, like still like made like so much of this tour now about him. And I'm not one of those people who thinks that celebrities, it is their responsibility to live their life in a way that is admirable or even moral, truthfully. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They didn't sign up to be your moral compass. They signed up to be a fucking singer or a celebrity. So I don't think that she needs to do anything to set an example. I don't agree with that notion. I think people need to really have a lot more responsibility and guidance in their own hearts and lives. But so that's not,
you can't critique it.
That's not why I'm mad at her. I'm just mad at her because it is so disappointing. You are literally the most famous, powerful woman in the world at this time in history. And you are still just, you can tell from her behavior that she needs the attention of a man so fucking badly. And I guess it's not like, anything groundbreaking because we could tell from her music. I mean, she's fucked guys for like a week that get a song, which is a whole other thing I was thinking about in the shower this morning. I was like, because sometimes I'm even mad at myself for talking about like for guys getting even one episode of airtime, even when I'm not saying their name on this show, that absolutely did not deserve my time or energy. She's giving people who don't deserve her time or energy full songs. And I'm not saying that's not Travis Kelce. I'm not saying they don't love each other. I'm not saying they might not got married or this might turn into something, but just so quickly. And we know the timeline because she was in a long-term relationship. And I know that like kind of was breaking down over time, but there's like just no way it could have been long enough to be giving this man the amount of attention it is. Unless it is just, and I think there's a lot of it as is publicity, right? But
I was going to ask you this. If
no.
If
And
there's
her
a
fans
chance
would
that
want
this
of course
is
there's a chance. Of course there is. Listen, we're in the entertainment
Andy Reid
business.
set him up.
But even if, that is almost even sadder in a way if it is inauthentic. And then on top of it, they thought after all this woman has achieved, literally causing mini fucking earthquakes with the amount of when she does a show with the movement in the stadiums, it was registering on the Richter scale. That is how powerful her concerts are. So after this, breaking all these things, re-recording all your albums to get the control of your masters back. After everything that she has achieved, still one of the things that's going to get the most attention is her prancing around with a football player. It is so societally disappointing, and I just really thought we had come further than that as a people. And man, oh man, is this shining on a light that the fact that we haven't, that still for the most powerful woman working today is still the biggest fucking news is that she got a boyfriend, and it is pathetic. And I hate it. I hate it. It literally made me like Taylor Swift less. And I had this conversation with my an ex-boyfriend of mine who is a big Taylor Swift fan as well, straight. He agreed. And I was like, wow, this really he was actually the one who offered that information first. He was like, it's making me like her less. And not for reasons like, oh, it's because she's not dating me, literally for the same exact reasons that I voiced. And I was like, well, this makes sense why we were, we're dating, remain friends for all this time, even after we stopped dating. But it was like, it is shaking me to my goddamn fucking core. It is keeping me up at night.
Yeah. I wonder. It's maybe, does she love Bomb?
She could.
Maybe she
I don't know. I mean, it's also just like through.
He is so. I gotta say though. I mean, this doesn't make a difference. That guy's so hot. I'm so attracted to that guy.
She can get anyone though.
I know.
I think Maddie Healy's hotter. I'd rather date Maddie Healy. Not even no questions asked. The guy from the lead singer of the 1975, who she was dating before.
Right. The ice. Yeah.
Easily would rather date him. He's his conversations are better. He's a troublemaker. Travis Kelce is, and I also think like part of it is like Travis Kelce is probably for a gawky person like an awkward guy person like Taylor Swift, someone that the type of guy she never thought she could get. So there's some like childhood healing in there for sure.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, it's like, oh, the kind of the coolest football player who could like me likes me, right?
Yeah.
Because I think in the moment he is probably the coolest football player, right, Mike? Even before the Taylor thing, I heard so much about the Kelce brothers and specifically Travis.
Yeah, because the other Kelce brothers on the
Eagles.
I mean, they're. I don't know if he's the coolest. But
like
he's
the most.
He's
He's one
a
of
hot
the best.
name.
Like
he's going to the Hall of Fame.
But like the closest to being like a movie star, like that energy. Who else? Because
Mahomes, Rodgers.
Right.
There's a few guys in there that I think.
and
I mean, listen, but that's not shade. As soon, like right before the relationship with Taylor Swift popped off, like this was the year he started showing up in all these commercials. So he's got something going on.
Oh yeah, that does make me think it's planned though.
Actually, my criticism is actually not towards him at all. It's towards her. And
he's cool. Like I'm
pretty familiar with his personality again, even before the Taylor Swift stuff. And that's another thing. Thank you for bringing up Mahomes, because now she's also like hanging out with all these football wives. So you just gotta fucking so not only are you the girlfriend who fucking makes her entire not only are you now the girl who makes her whole life about having a boyfriend, even though you're the most powerful woman alive today.
Maybe
but
on
top of that, you are also have a totally new friend group of all the other fucking football players' wives and girlfriends that you're hanging out with nonstop. Brittany Mahomes, stop it. Stop it. It is hard to watch. It is hard to watch and disappointing and going, well, if Taylor Swift can't detach from this societally, we have a lot of fucking work to do. And I see so many of my friends who I love and respect online being like, I love this relationship. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm very into it.
Oh God.
But I'm into it because I think it's a big con. And I think that Taylor's pulling a fast one.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
if that's the case, mad respect.
I think she's playing this up.
Mad respect,
because the last demographic that she needs to get
is the sports
are pathetic
people?
women?
No, are men.
Right.
Are men who watch football on Sundays. And
I don't think this is helping
dating
though.
a football player is
No.
But
I'm saying, I think that from what I have heard from people who work in like high level PR
I would believe
on
this,
things,
yeah.
that's their last demo that they want to get as like her team. And then a year from now, you're going to hear about some sort of high level like deal with the NFL, maybe involving the Super Bowl or not.
She's said no to the Super Bowl multiple times. Yeah.
Yes, but not for. I don't know how many. She could probably maybe this is a play to get double the money.
Right.
Like there's so many things that happen that play here.
But the thing is, like, men don't like they actually hate the fact that that now women are enjoying football. They don't like that.
Oh, really?
But is the play to make her appear more cheerleadery, more wifey with her appearing and then men like that aspect of it? Is that the play?
Right now, piggybacking off what you said, I think that is what the play is. I think
that
she's
play makes
playing,
sense.
I think she's playing Middle America.
Okay.
I think she's playing up like a role.
That would make me feel a lot better for her, because as she says in her own lyrics, I'm a mastermind. So that makes me feel...
Yes, I think this is Machiavellian.
Okay, so
in my mind.
she uses that too.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel better about her. It still makes me feel very bad about society. Very bad about society, that everyone is being so receptive to it. Because to me, I am literally watching it horrified of all the wonderful, incredible, literally unthinkable, record-breaking things that this woman has achieved. And then if I was at a concert and she inserted the lyric, "Karma is the man, is the guy on the Chiefs coming right back home to me," I think I would leave the concert. I would leave the concert.
I see. Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That is awful. From the core awful.
Yeah.
And especially because the Taylor Swift concert was such a, the stadium is, I don't know what percentage of women were there, but I mean, like staggering numbers of women over men. And so it feels like this wonderful, like female celebration. And
and it feels like it's getting
hand
tainted.
this over to not just a guy, but like the most classic-y, of the masculine energy type of a guy. Like he has style, but apart from that.
Oh yeah, he's a big dumb jock.
Right, and people are like, oh, well, it's lovely that he's like supporting her. He has no choice. She's 1,000 times more famous than him. What is she talking about? I'm so glad fucking Travis Kelce could support her in her mega arena record-breaking
played
tour.
that arena.
How big of him?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I don't think Taylor's the kind of gal. It doesn't seem like, and who fucking knows? We're all speculating, but like that she thinks of like, and a lot of women don't like, does this person deserve this or not? A lot of women don't think that ever.
Oh, no.
She never struck me as somebody like that.
That's not, and that's not even the thing. Does he, like, well, you're saying, does he deserve that as far as who he is or as far as how substantial of a part of my life he is? That's my issue. It's not who he is. I don't care. He could be literally an unhoused person. I don't care who he is. I care that the fact is, like,
she's going too fast.
He's done literally nothing to add to her life. It's not a possibility that he has supported her enough he would have literally had to nurse her back to health from a tragic car accident to deserve the amount of attention that he is getting right now. in her life as far as being a supportive partner. And it really does feel like she's just she's selling relationship to us right now. That's what she's selling.
Yeah.
And it's gross.
Well, she's selling it in middle America.
Yeah, she's
in
not
the
selling
South,
it to you.
dude.
Oh, she's not selling it.
She's selling it in
but she's
fucking
gonna
Tennessee.
lose some of us.
Maybe.
She's gonna lose some of us.
But she's selling it in places like Tennessee where you get married when you're fucking 24.
Yeah,
and you're all blonde. You're all blonde. When I was in Nashville, I was like, God damn, I forgot. Like Virginia was kind of like this too. All the chicks looked the fucking same. Not like at my shows, but when I was walking around, like at the bars and stuff, they're all platinum blonde with the same fucking outfit, with the fucking Tory Burch flats, like a walking stereotype. But I'm like, where is your uniqueness?
They don't have it.
Right. And so, but that's a huge chunk of women.
Well, that's
and
everyone
so
at the Taylor Swift concert. But the thing is, see, then even though I don't think that celebrities have a more obligation, I know she talks a lot, especially in like Miss Americana. She wants to, and she sets
positively influenced.
She certainly sets herself up as someone who is interested in that. And so, if this is all a Machiavellian scheme, then I really do completely. Then it's like, oh, she's just become a maniac who wants to become the most famous at any cost.
There's a little evil to that.
There's a lot of evil to that, and you need to get to that level of fame. I hate that. You need to say goodbye to a lot of ethics and morals. I truly believe it's impossible to become her level of fame if you haven't done a lot of really, really bad stuff. Which is why it always makes me laugh when everyone's like, she gave all her truckers $100,000. It's like, and how many people did she kill to make that money? Stop it! How fucking naive are you?
How many bodies are in the wake?
There is no such thing as a good celebrity of that level. It's not possible.
Oh, I agree.
It is not possible.
I agree.
Or a politician.
Yeah.
And so, and so then that makes me think it's like, oh, so you are now framing yourself as this person who is obsessed with goodness and doing great, and we see you, timidly taking a last swig of wine before you make your Instagram post about who you should vote for and registering to vote in Tennessee. That's all fucking produced, absolute nonsense bullshit. And right now, you don't care at what cost to women or girls or independence. And after all you've been through, you're like, I got to sell relationship because nothing else worked. Nothing else I did worked. So now I'm selling relationship and classic 1950s modern nonsense to these women. Not modern, archaic nonsense to these women.
Well, I think you had said this once, like you stop maturing at the age that you get famous. Like when you went, like for famous people, she got famous when she was fucking 15.
Yeah. And we can all tell, Taylor.
Yeah. Right. And she's kind of embodying that notion of like, I want to be there for my man.
I think about that a lot. Obviously not even close to the level, but I'm in so many ways it was extremely destructive to not be in the public eye until I was 30. But in a lot of ways it was amazing because my sense of self was so intact. Although fucking me, I could have become famous at 6 and it would have been fine, but I was the same person. But you need to have like an impenetrable wall of who you are before you go into the public eye, because even if you have an almost impenetrable sense of self, it is impossible not to be deeply affected by the amount of energy that will come into your space once you are in the public eye. And this
whether
is
the person's in the room and you're not or not, like they just think about you. And
it's really bad.
If they don't like you, it's freaky. And if they do like it, it's weird.
So Taylor, either way, I'm pissed at you.
It's interesting how we talk about Taylor Swift's dating life and Pete Davidson's dating life. There's like a patheticness that people take on when they talk about Taylor's. Like I'm not in this situation. Like this is a different thing. But like when she was dating people, she couldn't keep down a relationship.
Oh, see, I never thought that about her. I
didn't think of that about her. But I like people at award shows would make jokes, and I'm like,
for sure.
No one does this to dudes who date a lot of celebrities, like Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
we're all like, dude, fucking keep going, dude. What the fuck?
Because
you're killing it.
Kind of unimpressive, and he admits it. So it's, like a great tactic for him.
Underdog.
But a huge dong will get you.
Nice guy though. But but for me with Taylor, the fact that she was always quickly going through men, I always interpreted that as she hasn't found anyone good enough for her.
Yeah.
That's how I always. Anytime someone's continuously going through guys quickly, that's how I interpret it. I never think that it is. I think people who only have one relationship their whole life. To me, I think that's person who was scared to take a risk.
Oh, yeah, for
Because what
sure.
are the chances that the first person you fucking dated that was your soulmate? Stop it.
Dude.
Stop it. You're being silly.
Dude. Yeah.
What were the chances? You're
Could you
scared of a
imagine?
risk, and that's okay.
That's a prison sentence. You had
Just
to be
take
with the
risks
first
in
person.
other parts of your life is my suggestion. If that's
right.
if you're scared of that, we all have a part of life that we keep a little bit safe.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But just don't fucking lie and be like, that's definitely my soulmate. Okay. He lived next door to you. Wow. What a crazy coincidence.
This is great. Guys, you know what also is great? Our fucking guest. All I'm going to say is he's the creator of Himeros.tv, and we had a fantastic conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Davey Wavy.